Sir King. Welcome to Tofu Alley.
Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
No beef, just tofu.
Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
Sir King.
Step on them, king. Step on them, king. I love me some Avatar Nation.
Damn! Oh, hell no.
Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
No beef, just tofu.
All right, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? So, there's a lot going on. Hello to Randall Craft the Gamer, and what's up, Shirley Mack? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm just going to talk about what occurred, I guess, yesterday, and primarily about Jay Wilson, to be honest. But I got to start with that whole Christmas tree contest because that's how we got to where we are today. So there was a Christmas tree contest, I guess on Friday and whatever. And there's a big disparity between what the winners were supposed to get. Now, the top person, from what I remember, I guess was supposed to get 500, second place 300, third place $200, right? And now Jay Wilson first started off saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna do no more challenges. It's too expensive. I put in what he said. I think he put in $100 of his own money. Whatever. Okay, so I guess the money, as we got closer and closer towards the towards the contest or whatever it was, he was getting more and more excited, and he was getting judges and all this other stuff. Regarding judges, like they don't discuss how much the judges are paid, but I feel like the judges should get a set amount, like $20. Like they don't need to be getting no 50, no 75. I understand like people try to attract judges, which are content creators, to their pays to judge, but when I did my contest, I paid my judge or limit. I just did the judging or whatever. But they were compensated, but not no extravagant amount. I think it was 20, 25 or something like that. So all of a sudden the pot shrinks to $500, and the winner now is only that lady only got 300 instead of 500. They were saying that she didn't look too happy about winning the money. I don't know if she. I went back and looked at the video because for me to do commentary, I needed to see for myself. She did. She wasn't excited, but I think what happened was when Jay Wilson saw that money hit the cash app and all that stuff, things changed because only he knows the amount for which he got. Right? Nobody really knows. It could have been well over $1,000, to be honest. Um, but something ain't right. Something ain't right. So doing this exchange for when he was getting the money, somebody named by the name of Fiance, she's been around. Um, got him for $50 because he thought she was sending him money, but instead she put a cash out request. And she got him for $50, whatever. And then she split the $50 with ODS. Now, why ODS is in the title is because ODS, yeah, he accepted the money and then he said he wasn't gonna give it back, but he gave it back because some supporter gave it, gave him, I guess, 25 on 25 or whatever. But let me tell you the real reason why ODS gave the money back. ODS gave the money back because he didn't want nobody calling up his job because Jay Wilson did hint at the phone. I mean, at the fact that, oh, now I don't know if I could trust you still on the phone or buy a phone from you. So he trying to save his job, which is why I can't get mad at ODS for that. You get you got to think 2 steps ahead. Jay Wilson was dog whistling in that situation, and but at the in the grand scheme of things, ODS did the right thing because once people start hitting up your job and saying, "Oh, this person stole," or he's in possession of stolen money, da, 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 and he's in on it, that's not a good look. So um, he did the right thing by returning the money. Because there he took all the power away from the people who go try to report him. Because the first thing HR will say, "Oh," or whoever say, "Did you get the money back?" Yeah, I gave the money back once I knew the situation. So kudos to him for not being stubborn in that regards. What's up, Tiffany Black? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. What's up, Soul Sister Number One Show? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Um, okay, so that was that. So everybody was dogging Jay Wilson out for pretty much. I don't. Is it a scam? He was just being dishonest. And then let me just tell you something. He was rubbing it in the people's faces how much money he was getting. He said, "Oh, it's too easy to take." I don't know if he said take money or to get money or something like that, as if like it's too easy to take money for y'all. And that when you say those kind of things, it pisses people off, right? You sitting over there talking about you don't beg, but yet you begging, and then you're gonna throw it in people's face the money that you getting on top of that. It was just a bad look all the way around. That's my perspective on that situation. Like he doesn't understand. He's constantly dogging out those who he don't know are responsible for his clicks and views and his money, right? He talking about people on Section A. He talking about people who don't have a car. He talking about people who don't have insurance. He talking about people who may not be in a position to afford health insurance. Like that is the opposite of what somebody who says they are knowledgeable of the Lord is supposed to do. Now let's get into Deanna and what we found out today. So apparently somehow this is deep, okay? Because we got to talk about everything. Apparently somehow Deanna got into possession of some I don't know financial records or something, public records. I'm assuming I don't know, showing that he's in the arrears or was in the arrears of his mortgage or something to the tune of $11,000. I don't know. We all trying to figure out how it's $11,000, but I guess with interest, late fees, and then the whole principal of the amount, it may add up to $11,000. But what's up, Adore? How you doing? Good to see you. Um, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Um, so yeah, so somehow he's in the arrears and somehow he's paying for it. And okay, so Deanna's coming out with this information. Now, this is what I try to tell y'all. You have to be careful what you do to people because you may move on from the time in which you did something to somebody, but they're going to always be fixated on you, right? So what Jay Wilson did to Deanna was he put out a picture of her home that she used to live at and the home maybe that she currently lives at. I mean, he said some things about her husband Josh. Josh is not on here like that. So you have to be careful. And then you can say, "Oh, it was already out there." I don't care if something's already out there. When you start putting up things in people's homes and stuff like that, you get into me an invasion of privacy, right? I honestly do feel that. So you have to be careful what you do to people. And I feel like what Deanna did was because of what he did to her, right? You gotta understand that. So she went in detail. I mean, she like I said, she started talking about this information that she got and all this other stuff. Now he wants to sit up here and always talk about making fun of me about no, not money, knowing about what money in transit. Jigga, you the one that's delinquent in your damn mortgage. You should be know what money in transit is. So money in transit could get you the money that you need to pay off that $11,000 or whatever. Like it's just that's anyway. So so that pretty much what happened with Deanna. Now let me tell you something. That information that Deanna got that she put out had him shook him because he kept saying, "I'm all right. I'm not worried. I'm good. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. I'm all right. I'm good. I'm not shooketh. I'm okay. It's okay. I'm not worried, y'all. I'm not bothered. Don't worry. I'm good. It's all right." He kept saying that, and he sounded in a way that was deflated. He wasn't pompous. He wasn't arrogant because he was sitting over there trying to bring us some news about some guy that's trying to accuse allegedly a Tyler Perry of sexual harassment. So and he was just and that was probably the quickest live. He liked to talk and repeat himself. That was probably the quickest live that he ever did ever in his entirety. Like that was what 5 minutes, and all throughout that chat, people would say, "Deanna over there putting out your information. Deanna saying you delinquent in your mortgage." And he was just deflated. He was just, it's okay, it's all right, I'm good, I know, I'm not worried. I'm not moved. I'm not shooketh. I'm not going to jail. I was like, ooh, baby. So okay, so then we wake up. I woke up to the live going on. Talking about well, it wasn't no, maybe it already happened. But I woke up and I see notifications about something about this what really happened. So he goes into the story about how remember that time he came on talking about Tracy, I need your help and all this. Da, 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 da. If anybody know Tracy, that Tracy don't try to, and we all like, what the hell? What's up, Philly T? How you doing? Good to see you. And we all like, what? Like, what? How you gonna come on here asking for our help and then don't even give us the details? And we all like, what? Like, wow, okay. And it so kind of find out, time will tell you everything if you're patient enough to wait and try to figure it out. So I guess this information, I guess he's trying to now, because he's gonna get roasted and toasted by everybody if he didn't have a valid explanation as to why he's in the rears, because he dogs everybody out about not having this, not having that. So he had to give a justification. But his justification was that the racists had, I don't know, compiled some video footage using his government name, and it got back to his employer. What's up, Sophia? Sophia, how you doing? This, like I'm saying, this kind of gonna be like a more of a boring kind of video because I have to break down the facts. So, and the facts sometimes gonna be boring, but they're gonna be full of information. So apparently, what the racists did was he compiled a video of, I guess, Jay Wilson acting up in this area, which was the antithesis of the job he had, because at this time he had a job as a professor at some faith-based school where he was working there $80,000 a year. That's what he said. I mean, putting the pieces together, what he said that job was worth $80,000, right? That's why he came on here screaming and hollering. At the time, we thought it had something to do with Mark. It really didn't have nothing to do with Mark. It had everything to do with Jay Wilson, because they said Jay Wilson said they had asked him about the video, and he was like, "Is this you? Is this how you really are?" He's like, "Damn right, that's me," and all that. And this is YouTube and all this, and then that's when he came out with that whole character thing. I said, "Oh, so now that's what I told y'all that's what it was," because that's the first time he had ever said that he was a character. And that's how he portrayed it to the people at his school, that this was a character. This is not maybe his true beliefs, but that's how he's portraying himself. Now, this is the crazy part about it. At this faith-based school, see, that's why I say he sold his soul. Because at the faith-based school, he was living a lie. That faith-based school, from his words, wasn't too fond of people who are in the LGBTQIA LMNOP community, right? So you sitting up there working for an employer who don't even support you or your lifestyle. Oh, you say, excuse me, you're up. Net, you're up next because you can go to the gym 24/7 and you can't buy a PS5 game system. Asking those elderly welfare ladies to pay your bills, even have to tell you you might have pneumonia. Well, thank you for sharing your insight. First of all, you can go to the gym 24/7 and you can't buy a P. Okay, first of all, what you don't understand, and I'm glad you shared this line. I don't know who you are. Too bad, so sad you can't come in on your real name because I guarantee you, you ain't looking like no blonde or at least not no attractive blonde. And then you should take the light out of your name because you motherfucker dark with that damn ass comment. But anyway, since you want to come over here, you need some attention. I'll give you some attention. You say you go to the gym 24/7. I think anybody should go to the gym that can and can afford to because health is wealth. Second, you say I can't afford to buy a PS5 gaming system. You don't know that my supporters came to me, right? They came to me and asked me what did I want for the holiday season. I had to think about it, right? Because I did not initiate this. They came to me. They want to do something for me. They also know that there's a large group of people who are not in my select private group who would like to chip in and share with making my holidays merry. Okay. I didn't ask no elderly woman for a goddamn thing. Okay, to be honest with you, she offered to support me. Well, I'm gonna say support. She offered to show her love for me. She always said she loved me and stuff like that. In a tangible way since I don't know her. Okay. I don't have no damn pneumonia. I just got a cough. And everybody got a damn cough because I think there's something in this damn environment or this damn air that's got people coughing. They ain't got pneumonia. They ain't sick. It's a lot of stuff going on. Aren't we in winter season? Isn't winter season the cold season? So why that's my explanation to you. And to be honest, I would love for my members to give me a PS5. I think that's great. That's something I would use. I'm not sitting over here scamming people and all that other shit. But anyway, since you mentioned the holiday thing, thank you so much. Here we go. Here's my holiday fund. If you want to contribute and help achieve my dream and make my holidays bright of a PS5, feel free to contribute to $ Sir King Crown. We'll be right back because I like to say thank you incessantly to those who support me, not just for 2 seconds. Here we go. Thank you for those who brought or who are trying to bring my holiday dreams true. Here we go. All right, and we're back. If you want to, feel free to contribute to $Sir King Crown. If you make a contribution, I will put your name in the bright light, and I will acknowledge you because I appreciate your support. So feel free if you want to. I'll put your name in the video, and you will see it incessantly, and you'll see your name and your appreciation every time I run the video of thanks because I'm grateful for you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So going back to what I was saying was, so Jay Wilson is, or well, okay. So the situation was the racist sent the video, this compilation or whatever of everything that Jay Wilson's done online to the university. Now the sad part about it is that it's a faith-based institution that he was teaching at as a professor for $80,000 a year. Now, what's crazy part about it is that he was working at a place that does not respect his lifestyle or who he is as an individual. That's crazy to me. That's why I put in the title of the video that you sold your soul. He said that. Oh well, some people have been let go because they guess their lifestyle, their sexuality, or whatever. But you're working for an institution that does not respect you of who you are, or would come to your defense if you were ever to be harassed in that way. Like that. That's just that's just crazy to me. Like it's just like you value your coin over your self dignity. Like it's so you couldn't even go to the company Christmas party and be who you are. You couldn't even go to stand up for those in your community when they were bringing on maybe a lecturer or took a policy that was against who you are. That's sad, bro. That is really, really, really sad. And now I'm not I deeply oppose. I always spoke against that motherfucker racist. Always spoke against him. But it's not like until I'm sorry, when I say y'all, I don't mean y'all, but it's sad that these black people over here, until they get individually hurt, they don't understand the danger of that situation. And I'm gonna say this, to be honest. I'm sad that well, I'm not gonna say I'm sad. I don't feel for that man losing his job because to have your finances abruptly ended or your career. Because let me tell you something, Jay Wilson has suffered professional ramifications from this situation. When you have a university contacting you about a video that you did online, especially in academia, if you ever worked at academia, all they do is gossip because they don't do. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't respect the teaching profession because they're some of the messiest, most arrogant, messiest, counterproductive individuals if you ever been around them for a long period of time. Now, there's some great people that spearhead great thinking and ideas, but as a collective unit, they are very. And I say this because from an athletic standpoint, they hate on athletes. I feel because athletes take away from they feel the shine that the academic program should be getting. And I know I'm getting into a whole different area, but I feel at times they're some of the most arrogant people for no reason. Professors just teach the same damn thing year over year after year after year after year. I'm like, what are y'all really doing? And then y'all just some of the most pompous people. But anyway, I know there's an exception to the rule. So if you different than that, I'm not talking to you. But from what I've seen, mm-mm. But going back to him, don't think that he hasn't suffered professional ramifications because of this. Because people academic, what they do, they gossip and they try to dog each other each time they can because they're trying to get up on each other. They gotta have something. They gotta have a publication, a new discovery, a new teaching method to one up each other. So for them to finally put him down in a way, because he said that um he ain't had no he said he been working there 3 years, 5 years, something like that, and had no issue. So to be well regarded and then to be dismissed is crazy. But let me just go back to the point I was trying to make initially. To have your finances abruptly halted is catastrophic, right? Because this world runs on money. You ain't got no money, you ain't got shit. I mean, you could live on public assistance, but you're limited in what you can do in terms of financial freedom. So imagine that I don't like that, he was touched in that capacity. Do I feel for him in the sense that that happened to him? Yes, but personally, no, because he's done a lot of f-ish to people. And this is the thing, Jay Wilson, and I hope this word gets back to you. You said you not for doxing, you not for calling people jobs, but you sit right next to someone who does. You sit right next to someone who does that, who has a history of that, who somewhat prides himself in that. And I always like, how this man gonna sit up here and expect us to don't think he don't know what's going on in the background. He don't talk to nobody in the background. He not messing, but he's sitting right next to the person that does it incessantly. And that's why he was sitting up and saying, but Jay Dunn, I didn't call you a probation officer. But you're sitting right next to someone who did. Like that's weird. That's like, oh, I don't sell drugs, but you sitting right next to a drug dealer. So you saying in a way by your association, you accepting what they're doing unless you trying to protect yourself from associating with them. But they're putting you in the line of fire. I don't know. It's weird. So okay, so let's get on to I guess the racist got up there and got them. They didn't like what they saw, pretty much, right? I mean, obviously, Jay Wilson had to come out of the closet with them. They found out that he was part of the LGBT community, which their university, I guess, did not accept. Um, I guess they also, being part of a university, you have to conduct yourself in a way. I mean, in part of a way that represents the university and all that. Okay, so he was pretty much let go. Hold on. So he was, I mean, pretty much let go. I mean, he what he said he wasn't. Like they said, like Sean Bradley said, he was trying to throw shade at James Caldwell by saying he wasn't walked off the job. Let me tell you something about that whole James Caldwell thing. I don't know why he's lying about that because I remember listening to that live that day he did it. And because when I listen to stuff, I'm picturing things, right? So I remember him saying that, and I just remember like just picturing the situation of two guards or one guard walking him out the facility. So why would I picture something that you didn't say? Like that was just weird to me. So I don't know why he lies about that. If you were walked off, that's what companies do. What's the big damn deal? Like you just making it seem, oh, I just walked out of my own tuition or tuition, whatever they call it. So he lost that job. Okay, so then he's saying that the racists kept calling, and now he got a new job, and the racists calling that job and all that. But they see that he's crazy, and they're not going to fire him. Then on top of that, we also got clarity today that Jay Wilson admitted that he was a chaplain because he said when I had to take chaplain studies, we had to learn to sit at the foot of the sick person. I really didn't know if that chaplain thing was 100%, but I guess it was. Oh no, not guess. I know it is. It's sad, but I think Jay Wilson is the victim of his own demise. Two things: you play with God, and you're very condescending, very condescending to those that support, that support you. You don't know your audience. That's been my key gripe with you. You don't know your audience, and you're speaking on people and things who go through real life situations. I don't care who it is. It was Rico. You dogged him out and all that other stuff. And look what you going through. You sitting there talking to your lender to put loans on the back of a loan and all that so you don't lose your home. And the sad part about it is you sit up there and entertain the motherfucker racists. Entertain them. Had them on your platform. He calls your daddy. He calls your daddy and you had no words for him. Now the words we see that you come out of your mouth, such as all this bitch, shit, cursing, all that, those the words you should have been directed at him when that motherfucker called your daddy. You didn't have not one curse word for him. You should have been on that motherfucker. Who the fuck you think you are calling my motherfucker daddy? Let me call your motherfucking mama and your daddy. Them words should have flowed out. The anger, the pride that you should have shown for your daddy, even if you don't get along maybe with your daddy, just the sense that somebody would have the nerve to contact you. That motherfucker know what address, what number is number, what number is number. How a number gonna sit up there from Florida gonna equal that in Texas? But you played with him though. And on top of that, well, that's why we don't have no sympathy for you. We would have more sympathy for you if you presented yourself in not such an arrogant, nasty, mean manner. Like you say you got 7 degrees and all this. You don't know that just because you got exposed to education, that puts you on a different playing field. Some people in here don't even have access to education. And if it is, they do have access to education, it's very low. And you don't know that. You use that to just dog people out. That's why people that you need to take a step back and look at yourself. But you can't change who you are. And if that's who you are, that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. Yeah, you can't even pull back after. I told my people, I say, why is he still on here? Like not to for you to go away, but like why? It's like you needed this, and we understand why you need this because you're financially overstretched, you're over leveraged, so you can't quit what you can't quit. Right? You can't quit what you can't quit because you need this. This is a form of income that you need. You need this to meet your financial obligations. And that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. It is a damn shame. And on top of that, what you know me, y'all know me. Y'all know I know how to market. Y'all know I'm very astute to this whole social media game. I understand technology to some degree. But what I can't understand, if I had to take Jay Wilson, why the F is your professional profile picture are you using as your as I guess you call it your watermark or your logo on the right hand side? Why are you doing that? Why are you having your professional photo that you would use to be in your bio, your professional bio, on the right? Did you forget to change it when you were doing an interview or something? Why is that up there, Jay Wilson? Because if anything goes down on your motherfucking channel, whether it be for entertainment or not, or whether it be for anybody that wants to send a video up there, your professional photo is there. So to you can't it makes it harder for you to refute what you're saying or what you're doing or what transpired on your channel when your professional photo is there. Like if I had any advice to you, Jay Wilson, it would be to change that. Why do you have that there? There's no need for that. Like change it to the avatar that you or the picture that you have of you sucking on that cup or something. I don't know. But why do you have that there? That's like you're asking for career suicide. Like, just, I mean, haven't you been humiliated enough? Like, I don't understand that. So let's go back to what else was discussed. So he said that he had to do that because now this is what I listened to Sean Bradley, and Sean Bradley had a good point, and I was thinking about this too. If you got bought out, because he said he got bought out, so if you got bought out, how did you fall behind in the mortgage payment? Now, the only thing I could think of is that he got suspended without pay. He got suspended without pay. Those mortgage payments were still due. What's up, detach myself? Um, he got suspended without pay. The mortgage payments were still due. But then again, if y'all came out to a buyout agreement, what happened? But I guess the bills started to pile up, and he still had to pay on things that he owed because there was a pay gap. That's the only thing I could think of because I don't know. Maybe the things that they saw were so egregious that they didn't want to suspend him with pay. I don't know. I mean, but to be honest, he always in everybody else's business and breaking down stuff. So you gotta be careful what you do to people. You gotta be careful what you do to people. Um, and this is the other thing, right? He don't know how to treat people. Like the words you say are very powerful. When you say that there's no friends on YouTube, everyone's a 1099. You say that, so it's okay if you say that once. It's okay if you say that twice. But when you start saying that repeatedly, people are gonna start saying, "Oh, okay, you really do believe this." So if there's no friends on YouTube, why did you run to Tracy? Why did you run to Tracy to help you out in a situation that you need help? Because let me just be honest, Tracy and Jay Wilson only bonded over this or back together because he now became a victim of how Tracy was a victim. So they bonded over that, and Tracy felt sorry for him and decided to be like, "Okay, I'll help you out," because they both were being victimized by the same person, right? But the other thing I wanted to say is he don't even know, like he lacks awareness. Don't you think that Vivian working at the gas station? I feel like he's some low key dogging out Vivian and psychologically harassing her because how your ride or die And let me just say this, like I put in Kimmy's chat. I put in Kimmy's chat today that a lot of the lucrative ideas have come from Vivian. A lot of things and the ideas have he's made a lot of money off Vivian. And I don't feel like he's compensated Vivian in that way. And I don't know. I'm not, he I don't know what their financial arrangement is. But she's been the force behind a lot of those lucrative ideas and things that have come to fruition and the power behind them. Do you see him putting out his email address for people to send him? No, it's always Vivian. But I say this, I feel like he's picking at Vivian because it's weird. Like now he's saying that he work at a gas station, at a QT or whatever. And I'm like, yo, and then he said, "Oh yeah, I know how to work them registers. Oh yeah, I know how to do this." Woo! And I'm like, yo, like, is he low key digging at Vivian? Just that's just something to think about. Because if I'm Vivian and I'm seeing you say you work at a gas station and you making fun of some of the things that happen at the gas station, I'm thinking you taking low key digs at me. And then she was online crying and all that stuff. It's a lot going on. And then on top of that, he not a Johnson step down. Let me tell you why he want to dress Stomp down. He want to dress Stomp down because Stomp down apparently live in the same location he live in the same city. And I feel Stomp down got a little cuckoo in him. So if you say the wrong thing to Stomp down may roll up on you, not to harm you, but I feel like Stomp down for what we see has displayed the ability to have surveillance tendencies, right? Meaning he has the ability to surveillance your ass and you not even know. I don't think, and just imagine what Jay Wilson knows that we don't know. And I feel like Jay Wilson don't want to deal with that. So, and you never know what you may say that might trigger somebody. So I feel like he don't want that smoke because if Stump Down was 2,000 miles away, then Jay Wilson may say, "Okay, then do what you got to do," but he ain't say none of that. So just think about that. You know, he ain't saying nothing to Stump Down. Mm, I find that very, 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 very interesting regarding that. What's the other thing I wanted to say regarding this whole situation? Taryn, there was another point I wanted to say about the whole Jay Wilson situation. Um, because he admitted to something else during his live today. I was like, oh wow. So that's what I want to say, that you gotta be careful how you treat people. Like, and this is all about how he's treat people, how he's gone about doing things and saying things, and now he's in the arrears of his situation. It's really is sad, to be honest, because um it really is sad because he, like I told people, he soiled his professional reputation. I feel, you know, I mean, some of the things that he says on here has definitely soiled his professional and has harmed him in a professional way. But I don't think he sees it. Oh, let me. This is the other thing I want to tell you. Once again, he always going to the police. What he said today? I got police. They got a police station right across my house. I got a police station 2 doors down. So he pretty much saying that he got neighbors who he already said that his neighbors are white, and pretty much saying his neighbors are white before. If y'all been around, he pretty much said his neighbors are white. And if they see anybody suspicious driving around, they gonna call the police because they're part of the neighborhood watch. Now again, he alluded to the fact that he got police stations down his house next to him, pretty much saying that his neighbors are a law enforcement. But Jay Wilson, they might not care about your ass. That's the thing you gotta understand. They might not care enough for you to get involved. You think your neighbor gonna come across and get stuff that they don't you think your neighbors have researched you? Like, just be honest. Like you think your neighbors have not researched you. Like, I'm just saying. All right, and you think they're gonna save you? It's just so interesting how you, as a black man, are so quick to put the police or you weaponize the police against other black people. Like, it's just interesting. And now you expect us to care because you got victimized. And you know what? People would have had a lot more respect for you at that time when you came on here asking for Tracy and asking us for our help regarding that situation, but leaving us in the dark. If you told us we didn't need to know everything, but to give us some insight. But now, months later, we're hearing about this because somebody put out something, and you have to give it. You have to give an explanation, or you really will be labeled the broke down pastor, right? Because you always going after people for their finances, how they can't afford this, they can't afford that. I'm this and I'm that. I don't know. It's just sad. It's sad. You like I told you, I think God was warning that man when he had that roach crawl up his wall. All that stuff. I feel like God was giving him signs and signals to pump his brakes. Like, stop what you're doing. So, oh, here we go. Nurse, what? Jay Wilson did not sell his soul. He came to YouTube soulless. That boy has no heart. Never did. Hmm. I mean, like I said, I agree with that statement. I don't know him prior to him YouTube. Maybe he was always soulless. I don't know. But the reason why I say he sold his soul was because he was working for an employer who was against who he is, meaning his sexuality and who he is as a person. How can you work for somebody who you know don't respect you? Like, if you really had it, like, if you, let's just say this, Nurse Noreen, if Mark had got sick, right, and he needed to be by Mark's side, that employer would say, sorry, we don't recognize same sex relationships. All for a coin. All for a coin. And when he said the coin keep him here, yeah, the coin keep him here because the bills are due. The bills are due. It's sad. It's sad. And like I say, the reason why I'm hard on him because he could be such of a more positive force. He could still be messy, but he's such a negative force. He hit people at their lowest point and drag them. And it's his drags are different because he's digging at you while trying to intellectually read you and dog you out. Like it's weird. Like I don't think really nobody else goes that low repeatedly. And he don't even have to be involved in the situation. And he would jump in there and start, with the whole Brian thing. Oh, I ain't asking nobody for no oodles and noodles. I ain't asking nobody to wipe my behind with no clean. That was wrong, right? What did that have to do with you? That's what I'm saying. But you take on a persona of someone who's well versed in knowing the Lord, who went to school for knowing the Lord, who's working in the capacity of knowing the Lord, and in all these different capacities. One as a professor working at a religious institution, then as a chaplain praying over people. So you take it on these roles, these jobs that embody having a pure soul and spirit and attitude, but you're not that. And then you can't sit up here and say, well, I'm 22 hours of the day, I'm with the Lord, and 22 hours of the day, I'm not with the Lord. I'm a heathen on YouTube that's in character. No, no, no. You're playing with God. And God is showing you, stop playing with him. See, I can't get mad at Sean Bradley because Sean Bradley not coming on acting like he's a deacon or a cardinal or a priest. No, I can't do that. I can't get mad at Brian because Brian not sitting up here playing, pretending to be some religious figure. They are who they are, and they're accepting and they're portraying their role as such. You over here, on the other hand, doing the opposite of that. You playing with God. The whole prayer cloth situation. You pimping God. You pimping God. Playing on God's name with some prayer cloths that weren't even prayed on. The only people who prayed on them were the people from FedEx and Amazon. It's a shame. And then on top of that, he blowing back up. He getting bigger and bigger every day. Not that means anything. If he wants to get fat and be like Fat Albert, or maybe he trying to get a job as the Black Santa Claus. I don't know. Maybe that's one of his other income streams to help pay down that debt. I don't know. And let me just say this: it's hard out here. But on the other hand, don't be making fun of people like who trying to do right. I don't know. It's just weird. Um, Noreen, when you say evil, I do feel he's tension on that line of evil. I feel that he is behind the scenes. I feel that he is privy to a lot of information because they say he was privy to a lot of information regarding Jay Dunn that had not even been known to the general public. I feel he is on the phones, either through text or direct conversation, because of the way he moves. Let me tell y'all something. Chatters or subscribers or people in the chat. You could tell a lot about a person by who's associated with them and what they're doing in the background, right? You can just tell who effing with who. We know he effing with Shelly, right? By the amount of time she come up on his platform, and then did you see what I put in this? Did you see that? Let me send it to you. As soon as they said let me send it to you, no, they are not say cahoots, but they have communication behind the scene. So how you say you not behind the scene when you getting up information with people behind the scene? Like I don't know. That's just dangerous. I don't play behind the scenes. You can send me an IG message, but like I told you, you could just tell by who feels comfortable coming up on people panel and stuff. But mm, mm. I just say this. Who cares? We don't. It's bad that happened to you. I'm not happy that happened to you. But you done a lot of f ish. You also entertained that person who targeted you. Like if you telling me you lost an $80,000 job and you not taking that shit civil, what are you waiting for? And then he went on to say is, oh, I couldn't. What they say he could not file personal charges or something like that because that person did not contact him directly. They contacted his business entity directly. So therefore, it was as if they were targeting the business. But Jay Wilson, you said that man impersonated a patient of yours to get at you. You gotta understand. I'm not understanding some of the things you're saying though, because they are directed personal attacks at you, towards you. Are they going at any other your coworkers? Not from what you said. So I don't care if it falls under the business entity for which these attacks are happening. They're directed towards you. Like I don't get that part. So it's something else that must be going on. He's like, he said, well, I can't contact him, but if he contacts me, then that's direct. Contacts me directly, then that's grounds for criminal charges. Like I don't understand. Let me shut up because I just don't. I don't understand. Let me just say this: I do not understand with the countless amount of victims. See, y'all don't understand y'all power as black people. If y'all as black, because they went down a list of how many people this man has harassed: Fabe, Billie Jean, Jay Wilson, Timothy Blaine. Who else? Who else? Seven Stars. If y'all as black people were to come together as a collective unit and do something positive for once, y'all could make some waves and having something happen that will stop that man from doing what he's doing. The internet is not a privilege. Sorry, the internet is a privilege. Now, y'all people say, "Oh, it's a first." No, it's not a First Amendment right when you're harassing people. I'm sure if all y'all were to unite, y'all could stop what's going on. Like for real, for real. That's a shame. But y'all, y'all entertain what y'all entertain, but whatever. Cause all y'all entertained. Fire Baby was over there praising that motherfucker. Now he over there trying to get her evicted and defame and desecrate her name. And I was telling Fire Baby, why are you sitting up there saying that he calling Truth Enterprise something? I forgot what he called her. Oh, he was saying the N word with the Truth Enterprise imitating her, and she said that was the funniest stuff that she ever heard. And I'm like, Fire Baby, why are you saying that shit against another black woman when you know he'll call you an ignorant in an instant? And now he's sitting over there trying to target you and make you homeless and stuff like that, and put you in civil court and jail. And you see what I'm saying? Like y'all, it's just weird. It's like it's just weird. Like they weird. Like y'all like, oh, it don't matter unless it's me. So like Jay Wilson, I'm just saying, it don't we don't care. Like we don't care. You don't know what you've done. Like I always say, it's sad that it happened, and nobody's incoming job should be taken. But like, I mean, you kind of brought it on yourself, kind of in a way. Like you just gotta do it, because you don't know when to stop. And he said, oh, because and iBay, he said that because he wouldn't write a letter on iBay to get whatever he wanted to happen to iBay, because iBay and him and the racists were going back and forth. And because he wouldn't write a letter, that's why the racists are after him. Now, I don't think it's because you wouldn't write a letter. I think it's a whole bunch of other stuff besides that. Like, you know, he sees that he can get you and he's trying to get you. That's that situation there. Um, but whatever. Mm. So I'll drop the link in case there's anything else you want to say. I see there's some new people here. Thank y'all for being here. Is there anything else someone talk about? No, I mean, like I said, in case y'all know, Deanna put out Jay Wilson's information showing that he's in the arrears for $11,000. So it has something added on back on to his mortgage and stuff like that. What's the other thing? No, that's not. And then I talked about ODS. ODS returned the $25 that he got from Beyonce, because Jay Wilson was dog whistling for people to call ODS's job and stuff like that. Um, and that's pretty much the gist of what's been going on today. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna play my holiday commercial, y'all. Like I said, I'm for somebody that came in earlier. Yeah, I'm asking for a PS5 this Christmas. I'm not doing a holiday toy drive because I don't feel good doing that. I did it last couple of years, but I know a lot of people are hurting. This holiday thing came from my own people, that they want to do, and they know that I have a lot of fans or followers who are not in that group, so they wanted me to share it with y'all. So I'm gonna play my commercial. If you send a gesture, I'll put your name in the bright lights because I do believe in acknowledgement. We'll be right back when I'm gonna drop the link. Okay, see you in a minute. All right. Hold on one second to the person in the back. Um, Hello, Sarah and Gamer. How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here, and thank you to Touch. Because sometimes people say, "Oh, we begging," but no, I felt like, let me just say this, and to the person back, hold on. I cut off a lot of income streams, because I felt like things I would do, such as the shirts and the merchandise. Yeah, I was making money off of that, but I felt like the person that we were using was making more money than y'all thought we was getting, and I felt like that's not fair to my supporters and stuff to do that. To like, if I'm charging, let's say I'm charging $20 for a shirt, right? Excuse me. I'm charging $20 for a shirt. Out of that $20, mm, I would say they were getting 13, 14, and I was getting 7 or 6. So I cut that off because I felt like, yo, that's not cool, man. That's not cool for my people to work hard thinking that I'm getting the majority of the proceeds when actually it's the manufacturer who is. So that's why I stopped a lot of stuff like that. So that's why if people want to bless me during the holiday season, I'm not opposed to it. All right, we have two people coming up. We got Randall Crafted Gamer and we got Ronnie Q. What's going on, guys?
Hey, boo, hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Hey,
Randall.
Ronnie.
What's going on? Go ahead, y'all quiet now. Go ahead.
I was like, I didn't want to cut her off.
Yeah, same here.
That's what you call love in these YouTube streets. You feel me? We got respect for one another.
Go
Well,
ahead.
what I wanted to say was,
Mhm.
it is speculated in some arenas that that $11,949 is not two house payments, because you have to think, what would your house note have to be in San Antonio, Texas, for 2 months of mortgage to be 11,900 and some dollars. So it is speculated in some arenas that that is in fact a second on his mortgage. And it's also speculated that that was signed the same day as he signed his papers. And so you didn't discuss either where Deanna reported the alleged $1,300 lien for his homeowners association recently either. So it could be it's speculated that it's possible that he could have not paid that second mortgage, and he still would not have to leave his home, because his primary mortgage if he keeps that up, he still won't have to leave his home just because he didn't pay the secondary mortgage. But they have put paperwork on him saying that, if he does leave the home, that money, he has to come up off of that money if he sells the home, if he leaves the home, and all of that stuff. So that is some of the speculation about that $11,000, because it's not like a car note or something like that where you can call them and they will put a payment to the end of your loan. This is a whole this is a straight up loan. It is being alleged that this $11,000 is a whole separate loan. And if you remember, Tim Blaine is always saying how he said he's paying his mortgages. So that is one of the things that Tim Blaine caught a hold of real early. And he's like, you've only been in that house 8 years. You mean you went and got a second on that house? If you notice, Tim Blaine caught him when he called his mortgage a dual mortgages. So there's a possibility that this is in fact its second on his mortgage.
That is deep. That's a lot. That's a lot. M. Tate says that you are correct. Dual mortgages, child. Dual mortgage.
Because there's something called a there ECOS or something. It stands
Yeah.
for emergency something, where you can restructure your payments. I'll find it. Go ahead, Randall.
No, what I was gonna do is echo behind you. Like, one of the things I wanted to come up and talk about is, I know we're going through when it's the holiday season. I personally don't know if I'm gonna have anything under my tree. And I've had conversations with my kids, and I've always trained them to understand that, Santa Claus doesn't exist. It's us. And they understand the struggles we're going through and things like that. So I want to encourage the parents during the holiday season, don't push yourselves beyond what you know you can do. Because I know a lot of my friends have already refinanced things and put themselves in places where it's going to make it really hard to bounce back in the new year, when all you had to do was to be real with your kids. And we have to stop putting these seasonal, caps on our own personal living, because at the end of the day, we got to eat. We got to pay real bills. And the kids need to know what it feels like to see a parent dig their way out if they're in times of struggle. I'm sorry, SK. I got my problems with my speech. But anyway, um, even dealing with, I've been to my specialist and all that stuff like that, and I'm getting better, y'all. I'm not trying to get no sympathy. I'm getting better, but I want to encourage everyone, wherever you're at in life, don't allow yourself to be just that person in that moment. Know that every stepping stone is only to get you better. It's only to build you better. It's only to make you better. It's just up to you to climb the steps. And just like she was talking about, you know, the the finances as far as like property and stuff. I'm dealing with stuff with that myself with my parents' property. I'm fighting right now to get it transferred into my name because my sister and brother waived their rights. But that just makes me responsible for two houses, land taxes. And fortunately, because it is a single, trailer with the additional built in the front and the building that was built in the back, it's a lot less than where we're living at right now. But with me being partially blind now, because I've lost half my sight in my right eye, and with my husband being laid off since right before Thanksgiving, finances are not easy to come by. But let me tell you, what we thought was a hindrance, having my father-in-law say that he couldn't afford to pay rent and want to move in. We provided space, let him move in. He has stepped up. See, sometimes it's the things that we think that are negative. If we will put the energy into it, it could be something positive. Because when we were facing our lights being cut off, he had the finances to come through. When he was facing his car payment not being able to be made paid, we were able to come through. We moved together as a family, as a unit. And I'm very fortunate for that. I don't take anything away from that. I know everybody doesn't have that testimony, but I wanted you all to know sometimes you have to open up a little bit more. It's the season, yes, forgiving. It's the season, yes, for loving. Yes, it's a season for forgiving. But Ronnie Q, when I was over and I was looking at the beautiful things you were doing on your channel and several other content creators, but I'm gonna speak to you specifically. The positive energy, keeping things on point, keeping things on the actual competition. That made me smile so brightly. It reinvigorated so much energy in me just to see the positivity that can come in this area. And just like uh, Tofu, aka SK, has always said, we're not about the beef. That's why it's Tofu Alley. And I thought you guys have represented that very well as of recently. It's not just beefing. It's the tofu. It's the stuff that is not necessarily on the beat.
But thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that compliment because, even though I, have beef, everything about my life is not 24/7 beef. I know I have different interests, and I'm sure that other people have different interests. And then once you put yourself out there and express interest in something else, you find out that there are a lot of like-minded people in this sector who may be looking for something different, who may, be willing to come with you on different types of journey, even though you're in the sector.
And I agree. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people miss when it comes to Tofu Alley or Avatar Nation or, anything else that SK may want to do. From my experience with him, he's always been very supportive, very understanding. He's heard me when I was in my weak moments, and he's never put it out there. And a lot of my family, my Avatar family, have been so supportive, so amazing. Some of them are even subscribed to my channel. And when I tell you, my channel is tiny, so there's, not really many people that comes over there, and that's okay because I'm still going to speak my piece. But the ones that are going over there, they're so damn supportive. Oh my God. Y'all I mean, I know y'all understand that there's a lot of people that have something negative to say about him. But I will never be that person because I have seen the other side. And I have seen the people he has put into my life that help support me and inspire me and uplift me and make me a better me. And for me, I don't care about numbers. I don't care about successful channels. I have successful channels. I get money other places. So over here don't matter. This is my play area. I'm just grateful to have people connecting with me that are similar interests or understanding, or just humor me, just to look at my community wall and maybe give somebody else a click and a view that I actually enjoy, whether it be Jackson Galaxy or if it might be AB while he's doing his cooking. Like I put everybody out there that's positive, and I'm always trying to share somebody positive to give somebody else another outlet and another direction to go to. And that's why these challenges have meant so much to me, because for me, it feels like that community wall that I've been trying to create has now started to find its way and kind of merge between the two. And now I can enjoy not just my community wall and those people that I subscribe to, but my beefing sector as well. Like, yeah, we can talk trash. Yeah, we can cuss each other out. Yes, we can nut up, but it don't have to always be that way.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Now, back to Pastor Wilson. This is a ever revolving cycle with him. And see, the bad thing about this situation is that he gets to feeling himself, and he gets to piling on and putting on these layers and layers and layers of arrogance and boastful boasting, and then he always is cracked back down, and it's just like something you have to just look at and visualize and see, because you can't tell him anything, to be an alleged person of the cloth, and the way that he talks about downtrodden people in and around this sector. That's easy to pick on someone whose life is in a downward spiral, and he constantly does that.
Miss Ronnie Q, may I interrupt you for just one moment?
Go ahead.
This gonna piss off a lot of people, because I'm about to tell some real truth. And it's gonna hurt some people's feelings, and it is what it is. If you don't like it, if you don't love it, it comes from me. So I'm hoping my darling SK and Miss Ronnie Q are on mute. This is all random, straight out of my gut. I've tried. I've tried to find a way to understand this man. I've tried, even after he had blocked me, to support this man. But, baby, you are not a minister. Period. My dad was a minister. My cousins, plural, cousins, are ministers. And they take the calling seriously. What you're doing, they wouldn't dare step a baby toe in that direction. You don't know what it is to be touched by God. And I'm talking to you as one of God's prophetesses. Because I may not be perfect. I may cuss like a sailor. But one thing for sure, I know my God. And baby, you are not of the cloth. You may carry a certificate, but that doesn't give you an ordained ministry. Baby, you ain't been there yet. You ain't been through enough of life to even identify with what it means to fight on God's side. My God, today. See, you over there proclaiming God, playing with God. But just like Shirley Caesar said, keep on out there in the yard playing. He gonna mess around and catch you one of these days. And when God puts his hands upon you, baby, you're gonna know when you've been touched by God. I have been touched by God. I know what it is to feel the conviction of the blood. I know what it feels to have the Spirit of the Lord run through my veins. And baby, keep playing with God if you want to. You better hope
Now,
and pray he don't catch you before your last day. You playing with fire. You playing with fire. I'm telling you this. I'm prophesying to you right now. I'm telling you, please stop playing with God because he's watching. The devil playing with your toes, but God's waiting at the bottom of the shoes for you to shake it off and allow him to do what he's supposed to do. But see, the problem is you don't want to sit back. You don't want to learn. You don't want to listen. You don't want to conform. You still want these numbers. You still want to sit here and have people give you the praise because see, you're so concerned about numbers, you've forgotten about God. But keep playing. Keep playing, my brother. I promise you. God is going to turn everything that you think is good around, and it's going to teach you a lesson that I can't even predict. I can't even control. I can't even tell you what to do about it. I'm telling you right now, my God, my God, my God, my God. I'm telling you right now, you're playing with fire. Because so many people have already told you, and I've already seen it and felt it over days and days and days and days on end. My brother, I'm telling you, you playing with a fire you're not ready to try and put out. SK, I got to drop down. I gotta drop down.
Okay. Thank you for coming up and for giving your sermon on this beautiful Sunday.
Thank you, Randall.
Go ahead,
Now, Sir
Ronnie.
King, what do you think about this situation with the stomp down situation? Don't you find it illogical that he was attacking Deanna's mother by name? Um, you know, instead of addressing Stomp Down, and I think it's like really deplorable to drag her mother into this. I know personally what it is for someone to drag my dead mother and call my dead mother into something about YouTube that has nothing to do with your parent. And then the next day, you know, he is slapped down this hard. It's like these people feel like they can bring any of your family members, be just, you know, be totally outrageous towards you about things on YouTube. And YouTube is really, really important to them because this is where they can beg uninhibited. They have people who follow them who will take their side in any of the things, any of the deplorable things that they do or say. And when they try to tuck their tail and play victim, they will take care of this man. He sat there and collected that money, saying, "Oh yeah, you know, my light bill due, this is due, that is due," and then close to a year later, he came back and said that he had never been fired from that position, that he had been reassigned. He also
Mm.
said that in that word salad that he gave today, he acted as if he had never been without a job. And I found that curious that he said that he was called into uh, the offices,
Mhm.
and they that man had sliced and diced all this stuff together and showed a video. But what he did not say is the video was things that he actually had done and said. So it's not like he spliced and diced something together that you did not do or say.
Mhm.
You know, it's like crazy. Like, but you have people who will look at it and like, oh well, you know, no, you did that to yourself. These are the actions that you took. So you know, I can't understand how some people are still blinded to the fact that he is still playing with them. He begged for money to go to Vegas to gamble. Oh, I'm going to gamble, and then when he gets there, oh, I don't gamble. I don't gamble. It's just so disgusting. Go ahead.
No, he does what he has to do to entice the people to give, you know. But I feel like that situation with that job, he don't understand. You notice he used a word called character when that situation went down. He says, "Oh, I'm my character. That's my character." We never heard him use that word ever before, and that's when I knew it got real because they sat him down. It's like, "What is this?" And the only
That
way,
was the first time, I play a character on here. I'm glad you brought that up because it was around that time where he said, as if he was just acting. I'm a comedian. He also used that term that he was a comedian too. Remember, or do you remember?
yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. But I remember the word. I remember the word character more because he was trying to justify that behavior.
And he was trying to say like he was playing a role. This isn't me. And then ever since he started that, every time he talked, well, this is just YouTube. When this thing off, I take off my costume and I go to try to stay like it's a character. You know, he has tried to ride that out even beyond, even before this has come back up again in his life. He ever since he put that out, I just take off my costume as I go and I turn the computer off. And no, it's not a costume. It is you.
But Ronnie Q, I think that is like how we call that mental conditioning. Like he's conditioning himself mentally to help him to make him think that what he's doing is okay. You know.
No, it's a way out. That's what it is. It's not mentally, it's no mental conditioning.
Yeah.
It's just his way out. So you can listen on numerous videos. See, you know, I was saying this a long time ago. Everybody knows that this is just a character that I'm playing for YouTube. It's just his out. So he figured he needed an out, and this is going to be his out. So he can go on several videos, and that's why he make it his closing statement so he can easily find among any dates in between time, in the meantime, where he has said he is just playing a character, when everyone in this beef sector knows that is just how diabolical and dirty Jay Wilson is.
Now let me ask you that. Now let me ask you this. So do you think he was wounded? Because when he tried to do that thing with that, see whatever that person's name is, talking about a billionaire or
See,
whatever. He,
see, I don't say. Oh,
no,
when he was trying. Okay,
yeah,
the
the
celebrity gossip.
yeah, he sounded wounded because everybody was talking about Deanna and what she was putting out about him.
No, what he sounded like was, I'm reading, y'all. I'm reading. Well, I'm reading. He was listening to what Deanna was saying. He did a 30 that live with 37 minutes. When have you ever known him to do a live that short that is talking about some salacious male entanglements, should I to put it politely? He doesn't do celebrity gossip, first and foremost. All that time he was off of the line more than he was on the line. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. I'm reading. I'm reading. I'm reading. Well, if you're reading, you can't do all this talking and reading what people are saying in the text when you're actually reading something. When you're listening to something, you can visually see something that's in the text. And, he was listening to everything she said. And he signed off and said, okay, I'm going to bed. I got people over. Okay, so you actually have company over, is what you said. And then you came back less than a half hour later. Oh, well, I have to address this tonight because I listened to about 10 minutes worth of what she said. No, you didn't. You listened to more than 10 minutes of what she said while you were on that other line. So he got off, he listened to what Deanna said, and he came right back, even though he had company over. And thus, he is not going to get a ring put on his finger because he is more obsessed with YouTube and he is not husband material.
I agree. It's just weird. It's just so weird. It's just really weird. I don't
Yeah,
understand what
it's
keeps him.
crazy.
I don't understand what keeps him here. I mean, is he that financially over leveraged or stressed that he must stay on this application? Because this, like I told people, he is from a professional capacity, he is destroyed, right? Because if he's working at academia and he's got those tapes running around, and I told us that people at academia are very messy. So they sent them to each other, especially in San Antonio. So it's just like you're ruined, kind of.
I really don't get what he's doing. It seems like he cannot make the pivot because he may be scared to rebuild. So I think he's gonna keep on going with this sure thing to try. And you look at how many times a day he goes live to keep up this facade of being unbothered and collecting all this money from YouTube when everyone knows, even people with a million more subscribers have been complaining about how the YouTube money has gone down and how there's so many jinx and stuff in the monetization that on some videos they are only getting paid $6 or $7 when they are being used to being paid hundreds of dollars for one video. But you notice Jay Wilson is the only one who has been unaffected by any of this. So it's a bunch of BS that he speaks, to try to look like he's unbothered. And look at all of the things and the hoops and the loops that he's jumping through. And that poor dog, Jay Wilson is in his car in the morning. He's gone all day. You hear him come home and sit on YouTube. And that poor dog is sitting in a cage all day. He talks about the dog is crate trained, but you're keeping that dog in a metal crate all day. And then you come home and you lollygag on YouTube all day. It's like you got to listen to what's really going on with this man. Like, how do you have a dog in a crate all day long when you have this big, huge house? It seems like he hasn't put much into the dog to train the dog, that he feels secure, that he can leave the dog and come home and the dog won't poop or anything in his house. Or, when a dog has mistake, to teach the dog how, because he doesn't care that the dog is caged all day long. He has no compassion for anything. He's just greedy.
Mm. Yeah, it's sad to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
what's the other thing I want to ask you about?
You want to ask me about why Lemon stood me up for my pet competition today?
I will ask him. I didn't know that.
That's what I want to know.
I have to ask him that one. I have to ask him that. But I wanted to ask you, like, it's just like, when is he ever going to see the light?
Mm, I if he get fired from Uber, he'll see the light, because see that's his. Yeah, if he get fired from Uber, that's when he'll see the light, because he'll most likely have to turn that Volvo back in, and
Mm.
then he can't go drive Lyft because that stinking Lincoln is too old to qualify to drive Lyft. So if he gets fired from Uber, it's gonna be some real
So y'all,
situations going on there.
so y'all really
He-
saying that man Lincoln is too old to qualify for the Uber rideshare program, so therefore he had to go get a Volvo.
who go leases a Volvo from Uber at this stage in the game? Like, come on. And he thought he was getting a luxury car, a high end car, so he can what is that, Uber Black or something like that,
Mm.
for the executives and things like that. I mean, he put on air so much, and it would be so much easier if he just be the regular country bumpkin that he truly is, and quit trying to be a pauper putting on airs. Everybody, it's just like hillbillies, that they okay with voting against their interests as long as their politician is letting them know that you have somebody who you can look down on, who is lesser than you. So they will do everything against their own interests as long as they can look down on you. That's what he reminds me of.
What do you think about him working for an institution that was against who he is as a human being? Because he worked for a religious school apparently as a professor, but they didn't believe and support his lifestyle.
I think he should have been quite comfortable at that institution, because uh he lived within his body not being comfortable about who he was until he was in his 50s, until he was dragged out of the closet. So I think that institution fit him quite well, and I think that's why he even bothered to go to the institution, because he denied his own sexuality to himself and to others for years. But now that he's been drug out of the closet for about 5 years, now he wants us to believe that he led this fancy free going to gay clubs lifestyle, when we know that is not truly the fact, that he was a closeted church queen
Mm.
for all of his young adult life.
Good point.
That's my opinion.
Good point. Hmm. Interesting. What's the other thing I want to ask you? Oh, did you hear something about taxes? I heard him say something about he was something about taxes before, like he alluded to it. But today I heard something. Somebody dropped something in what's her name? Chat. Kimmy chat. Some $12,000 or something. I don't know.
I don't go to her chat. I
Oh.
did. The only thing that I heard about taxes is that he had allegedly filed to have that church choir be a place where he something with the church choir in his home, and he got a tax exemption from March till July. And in July they pulled the those churches, they can get exempt to
Mhm.
not pay taxes, but in July of the same year that was pulled away from him. So that's the only thing
Oh.
that I heard about taxes.
Okay. Well, I have to go in a couple of minutes. But what you want to say? Anything you want to say random before we close? And and then we'll ask Ronnie Q.
I didn't want to ask anything, but I just I hated that I was so negative. You know me. I like to try to keep things really
Girl,
positive.
you need to stand in it. What you were saying was truthful.
Oh, I
Stand
meant what
in
I said. Don't get it
it.
twisted.
Okay.
I meant what I said. Okay. If
Hmm.
you're of the cloth, you have definitely things that are charged to you, and I will never take away from that because my dad was of the cloth, and he used to stay on my behind with my sailor mouth. Okay.
Hmm.
So I would definitely not take anything away from that. But I hated that I didn't end on a happy kind of note. That's kind of like my thing. So as we go into the holiday season, this is what I want to say. Y'all stay inspired. No matter what situation you're going through, no matter what's hitting you. We've had amazing puppy dogs doing their thing. They were so cute. Oh my God, they were so cute. Even though certain people tried to derail it, it was still a cute challenge. And I'm so happy it happened. I was over at DKL's, and I know that's not necessarily your cup of tea. And I told him, I said, we need to see the babies come out, and they're our extra children. A lot of times our pets don't get the recognition, and I was so happy to see so many pets come up and about. And we just need to stop focusing on the negative crap. Stop putting all our energy on the negative crap. If we got a woo bang, we got a woo bang. It is what it is. But um SK,
Yes.
may I give a song?
Sure. Go ahead.
Change me, oh God. Make me more like you. Change me, oh God. Wash me through and through. Just create in me a clean heart so that I may worship you. This is the season for love and support and just looking out for one another. I know it's a beefing sector on that side, but we are the tofu side. Okay? So look out for your sisters, look out for your brothers. Y'all just be an amazing blessing to somebody. If you can't do but one thing this holiday season, find one person to bless and uplift. Peace, love, and light. And I'm out.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Random. That was beautiful.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh God.
What? I know I sound better than Jay Wilson, but thank you, Randall. Appreciate you.
Okay, and my closing words is I just want to be clear that all of these things that I said are alleged, and I don't do anything with people's information. I don't research people's information. So the things that I am saying, you know, those are things, the people are saying, and the people are saying these things. So I have no independent information, but I just know these are the things that the people are saying. So I, coin my thoughts from what I may hear that the people are saying, much like Jay Wilson does. So that's all I have to say. These are all alleged things that the people are saying. Thank you, Sir King.
You're welcome, and we'll have to do this again. I got some other questions for you too.
All right. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye. First of all, I want to say thank you to Ronnie Q for coming up. Thank you too for Randall for that excellent voice. Appreciate you. No, I don't want to sit this one out. I gotta improve my tunes. But thank you once again, Randall, for that excellent song and presence. Also, I want to say thank you to my wonderful Tofuans and subscribers and casual fans alike. I also want to say this, you got to be careful what you do to people. You know, I tell myself that all the time. You got to be careful what you do to people because once people have their sights set on you, even if you do something 2 years ago, they still may be agitated about what you did. And I feel like Jay Wilson is getting what he put out there, unfortunately. Is it right? No, but you got to be careful what you do. On that note, that's my broadcast for right now. Just sharing my point of view and perspective. Thank you all for being here. Hopefully you like what you heard. Like I said, somebody was mocking me for asking for a PS5. Shit, you better be glad I ain't out here, doing internet private shows. You know what I mean? So people out here doing this whole StreamYard nudie shows in the background. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. But if I want a PS5, I think if my supporters want to help. Oh, that remind me. Hold on, y'all. I gotta thank Adore. I gotta thank Spicy and Philly. Thank y'all so much for y'all generosity. They have blessed me through the platform. I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna be Jay Wilson. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. No, she did. Oh Lord, that blessing me. No, we act civil over here. So yeah, you're right. The test they don't have to give, but it's a choice. So I want to say thank y'all. Thank you especially to Adore and Spicy and Philly and the Spices and the Cows and Adore. I appreciate you dropping down. I want to say thank you y'all so much.
Somebody ought to praise him in here.
And I'm gonna play this clip, but I got something I want to say. Hold on. Do Jesus. Oh, thank you. Ooh. Before y'all give to any of these content creators, make sure you give to God first, whether it be in doing a good deed or whether it be in tangible funds. Make sure you give to God first because He is the reason for why you still breathing. He is the reason for why you have the resources. And like Random says, if you do not have it, do not give it. I don't care what these content creators tell you in the background or in the forefront. Please, if you don't have it to give, don't give it because your tangibility or what's going on in your real life um is primary and it was key and it was important. Jay Wilson already told you he don't give a damn, he don't get no refunds. Your lights can be turned off. He'll be like, oh well, so sad. I of course wouldn't say that, but I don't know if I would give it to you. Randall, what you want, girl? I got to go.
This is your fault.
What?
When I think about Jesus and all He's done for me, when I think about Jesus and all He's done for me, I wanna dance, 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 dance all night
and all day. Oh, Randall, thank you for coming up. All right, y'all. So that's the show. I gotta run my promo because that's the people I got. Like I say, if you give to me for the holidays, I'm gonna put you in the bright lights. It's not gonna be a 2-second thank you. So if you want $2 Star King Crown, I'm gonna run my promo real quick and then we go. All right. Oh Lord, thank you, Randall. We need to do a little duet together. All right, we'll be right back. thank you once again for y'all generosity. I appreciate y'all that give. Um, all I can say is I can't really say nothing. I know I said a lot for about an hour and 30, 40 minutes. But thank you once again, Ronnie Q. Thank you to Random Craft the Gamer. Regarding the Jay Wilson situation, I honestly feel that God is warning him, tapping him. And as long as he continues to be stubborn, God gonna continue to spank that booty and embarrass him. And he keeps getting embarrassed. Roaches crawling up and down your wall, Jack grinder notifications going off, people calling your job, now people putting out your financial affairs. Like God is trying to, and I don't know, I don't know God like that. I mean, he I mean, I talk to him, I guess. I try to, but he ain't confirming what I'm saying. Like I think God's just trying to tell Jay Wilson if you really want to get into the pearly gates, then you're gonna have to stop making a mockery of his name. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Be the change you want to see in the world. Woo child. Woo. Bye y'all. Woo child.
Tofu Alley. No beef, just tofu.
That boy is good.